Our channel brings you the most gripping, intense, and heart-stopping moments from beyond the gates. A world where shadows are never just shadows. Each drop a fragment of something broken, each gust of wind a reminder that danger often moves in silence before it strikes. Naomi had no intention of becoming a witness to anything more than suspicion when she first set out that night. She had been uneasy for weeks, her instincts tugging at her in ways she couldn't ignore. Martin had been moving strangely, slipping away at odd hours, his voice shifting when certain names were mentioned. His gaze lingering a moment too long when June's presence was felt. Naomi wasn't sure what she was searching for when she trailed him through the winding streets. But the weight in her chest told her that whatever she found would not be something she could easily forget. The rain came down in heavy sheets, blurring streetlights into halos, soaking through her coat. But she moved with quiet precision, keeping far enough behind to remain unseen while never letting him out of her sight. He walked with purpose, his shoulders squared against the storm, his pace steady, unhurried, as if every step had already been planned. The air was thick with the scent of wet asphalt and something darker, an unspoken promise of violence. It was at the edge of an abandoned warehouse lot that Naomi first sensed the shift. Martin stopped beneath the awning of a rusted side door, looking around with a quick, practiced glance before slipping inside. Naomi's breath caught, but she followed. Wrists tied tight behind her back, hair plastered to her face from the rain that must have come in when she was brought there. Her eyes were wide, not with surprise, no, this was something else. She looked like someone who had been waiting for this moment, perhaps fearing it for far longer than Naomi could guess. Martin stepped closer to her. And it was then Naomi noticed the glint in his hand. A knife. Long, narrow, gleaming even in the dull light. The kind of knife that was not meant for display, but for use. His grip was firm. This was no longer suspicion, this was the truth laid bare in the dim glow of that swaying bulb. The secret Martin had been carrying was here, embodied in June's trembling form. And he was about to erase it the only way he believed he could. Naomi could see in his eyes, flat, determined, unblinking, that this was not a spontaneous act. It was the culmination of something long in motion, a decision made and remade in the dark corners of his mind until it became inevitable. She realized then that she was not just a witness, but a danger to him if she stayed. Yet she could not move, transfixed by the slow, deliberate steps he took toward June, the way the shadows shifted across the walls like they, too, wanted to hide from what was about to happen. The storm outside seemed to deepen in response, thunder rolling through the empty spaces of the building, wind rattling the loose panes in their frames. Naomi felt the vibration in her bones, a strange harmony between the chaos of the weather and the darkness of the moment. She thought of every time she had dismissed her unease, every sign she had ignored, and how those choices had led her here, to the edge of a scene she could never unsee. Martin was close enough now that the knife hovered just inches from June's chest. His lips kept moving, the same dark litany spilling into the air, and Naomi felt her own breath quicken as if some part of her feared those words might catch her name next. The air between them seemed heavy, saturated with the inevitability of what was to come, and Naomi knew that whatever happened in the next few seconds would alter everything, every relationship, every alliance, every illusion of safety she had known. The knife caught the light again as his grip shifted, and Naomi's pulse thudded in her ears, drowning out the sound of the rain for a moment. She knew she should move, should act, should call for help or create some distraction, but her body refused to obey. She could only watch as the man she thought she knew revealed the truth of who he was, stripped of the masks he wore in daylight. This was the Martin who lived in shadows. The one who spoke to himself in the language of violence, the one whose secrets were soaked in blood long before she found them. Naomi's hands clenched at her sides, nails biting into her palms as if pain could root her in the reality of what she was seeing. In that dim, swaying light, everything felt inevitable. The storm outside was nothing compared to the storm inside these walls, a storm of betrayal, fear, and the raw, pulsing knowledge that some truths do not set you free, they chain you tighter to the danger you thought you had escaped. Naomi knew that even if she survived this night, she would carry it with her forever. And beyond the immediate terror, there was a deeper, colder thought taking root. If Martin was willing to do this to June to protect his secret, There was nothing, no one, that would stand in his way should she become the next loose end. Follow and subscribe to our channel for more intense, heart-pounding revelations from beyond the gates, where every shadow hides a story, and every secret is paid for in full. Where every shadow hides a story, and every secret is paid for in full.